you around the hall.
We wanted to talk to two roses here, you know,
Mr. Kokenauer? Mrs. Driscoll? Here. Mr. Marshman?
Here.
Mr. Martray?
Here.
Mr. Martucci?
Here.
Mr. Panzella?
Here.
Mr. Renzi?
Here.
Mrs. Sainston?
here.
Mr. Detweiler?
Here. You stand, come on one side. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion for the minutes of the meeting.
Motion.
Second. Motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Looking for a motion for the treasury report. So moved. Second. Motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion for the payment of the general CACT and general fund bills.
Motion.
Second. Motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we need a motion for the payment of the cafeteria.
Motion.
Second. Motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No student rep. No student rep.
Next week.
Under public comment, this one right here. Under public comment, we have Michelle Mallory, mapping system.
Thank you. I went online to look to see what the mapping system was, because I had no idea. And from what I could tell, it looks like it's just a map that's accessed by first responders online, which I completely agree, first responders should have a map of the buildings to try to help. But the price tag of $27,000 for a map, and it's not interactive from what I can tell, it's just a map. I think we have qualified people here in the district that could probably draw the map or copy the map we already have and provide them to these first responders, or have some kind of secure website where they can get a hold of it. And I know this is grant money, but that's still taxpayer money. And maybe we could use that grant money to buy something like, they want us to throw things at intruders. So maybe supply each classroom with baseball or baseball bats. Or maybe we have kids that run away from us. So maybe put a fence around some of the, at least the primary playgrounds for security, safety. You know, because it's great that we get grant money. I just think maybe $27,000 for a map is a bit ridiculous. So just.
I think there's, thanks for your opinion on that, but there's a lot more than just being a piece of paper and mapping. Mr. Parlak, if you.
Yeah, I would. At first look, you might think that, but actually it's an interactive map that does work with our E3 emergency call-out system. And it is for the first responders coming, because anybody that's ever been involved in an emergency situation knows that there are different groups from different departments, per se, and different organizations like EMS, fire, and police that are coming there, and they don't know where they're going. The state police and the Fayette County Emergency Management, all of them use this system. It integrates with them. They have it in their vehicles. We'll have it here. And the money is not just for that. The company comes to they will come to every one of our facilities, including the buildings, the grounds, everything. They walk them, they map them, they grid them. And that's for setup and the first year. After that, it's not as much money from what I understand.
How does it, if you don't mind me asking, how does it interact with our E3 system?
It overlays in the system itself.
Do you see the intruder in real time walking through the building?
No, it's not a camera system, man. It's a map. So if me and you were going to the middle school, and I'm familiar with the middle school, maybe you are not, and I tell you to go to, that we have a problem, the situation is contained in room 110, and we have police, everybody coming, that information, we'll get on the map saying, We are staging at area D4. It's right down the aisle from where we're going to be confronting the situation in section B1.
So it's a
What it
map that they can
is
see
that
where the
you
location.
will be able to look at that as a responder and go right to where everybody needs you to go. When we have a movement of a large group of emergency equipment for any type of disaster, so we've not had, fortunately, anything quite like that, but I do recall several times when we moved a lot of equipment for gas leaks, for floods, for water, for different things. And when you have that much stuff coming, you don't want it all coming to the same place. So you can tell them, listen, New Haven Hose Company, would you set up your air truck at coordinates B4? We want police at coordinates, whatever, we want ambulance, and it's not for, how do I put this in a nice way? It's not for the public, and it's not really for the people in the school. It's for the people who are coming to save our lives.
For the first responders.
Yeah.
So does it show on the map then where all, I don't know, New Haven Hose is located on the map and where the police are, like, do they like put little pins on that map then for everybody to
No,
see it?
that's the second thing. Our E3 system will do that. They can put on there where they're located, and it'll be on the overlay.
So our E3 system already does that?
Yeah, so if you ever use the E3 system, so we do this, we already do this for a fire drill. So we have a fire drill, and because I have every building in my phone, whereas most people are limited to the building they work in, okay? So any type of drill that would come up or an actual event, I get notified as well that there's an emergency. And there, the first thing that pops up is, what's your location, are you okay? And all I have to do is tap on it, I'm off-site, it'll show where I'm at. Or I'm in the gym, whatever. And they will have the same access. In fact, I just talked to E3 this week, and they want to know which first responders we want to give access, give that access to. And I'm currently working with the police. The problem on their end right now is their IT people getting it done. And I don't know if you've ever worked with the state police and the city police, it's like any other government agency, they work on their own time, so, but that's who will have access to it. And from what I understand, Fayette EMS, which is the ambulance service for this entire area, and Fayette Emergency Management, which is all of that emergency equipment that would come for any type of big event or tragedy or hazard, they use that system as well. That's why we looked into it. It was referred to me to look into, and I introduced it to the staff. It was introduced to me through the state police.
Okay, well, thank you for clarifying.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't hear anything that changed my opinion that it's still a map or our E3 system would take care of it already, but maybe I'm missing something. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving into athletics, Mr. Marquardt.
Thank you, Mr. Denbrock. We have some supplemental hires here coming up in 2025-26. Supplemental varsity football assistant coach Sydney Petrosky, varsity track coach assistant coach Derek Routson, middle school track co-head coach Amy Kessler, middle school assistant track coach Arlo Helms, and middle school assistant track coach Brendan Zimmerman. And I so move.
Second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carries.
And then for 26-27 school year supplementals, varsity football offensive coordinator Howard Metzger, varsity football defensive coordinator Michael Coons, varsity football assistant football coach Jared Ozias, varsity football assistant coach football coach Hayden Light, and varsity football assistant coach Jason Pletcher. And I so move.
Second. A motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries.
And 10B for volunteers, request approval of the following spring volunteer coaches: baseball, Colin Flynn, Cole Shear, Richard Broadwater, and Richard Orndorff. And I so move.
Second. Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Softball, Abby King, Anthony Smith, Ava McLean, and I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Track, Clint Richter and William Hunt, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion
Okay, Mr. Renzi, got anything additional?
No, sir.
Mr. Martucci?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Evans?
Nothing, thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Martry. Under Buildings and Grounds, Mr. Renzi.
Thank you. Request approval of the following event and building usage requests. Put those together, items 1 through 6, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the maintenance substitute list for the 2025-2026 school year. Mike Lilly, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to solicit bids for the Bell PA system at Bullskin Township Elementary School, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to solicit bids for the Bell PA system at Collinsville Area High School, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to solicit bids for the paving of Bullskin Township Elementary School, and I so move.
Second. Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And we had a Buildings and Grounds meeting held on February 19th, 2026. Mr. Martucci?
No, sir.
Anything, Mr. Beckham?
Nothing, thank you. Just
Okay, that's all I have, Mr. Detweiler.
All right, thank you, Mr. Renzi. Mrs. Sangston, under Carnegie Free Library.
We have nothing, Mr. Martry.
Nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Driscoll.
Nothing, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Sangston. Under Collinsville Area Career and Technical Center, Mrs. Driscoll.
Yes. Spring Occupational Advisory Committee, the OAC list, request approval of the spring 2026 occupational advisory list as attached. And I so move.
Second. Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And we did have a meeting today, 2/25/2026.
We'll get that added.
And Mr. Harshman, do you have anything else?
Nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Sangston?
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. McWilliams?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Driscoll. Under Curriculum, Mr. Martucci.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. Request approval of the 2026-2029 Comprehensive Plan, Professional Development Plan, Act 48, and Induction Plan, Chapter 49. And I so move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval for the following employee travel. Kristen Pavlovich to attend the Western Pennsylvania Council of Teachers of English Conference at St. Vincent College, Latrobe, PA, on Wednesday, March 11, 2026, at an approximate cost of $310. And I so move.
Second. Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Carries.
Request approval of the summer school proposal as presented. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the 3P learning renewal for math aids and reading aids at a cost of $16,157.10. As proposed, pending solicitor review, subject to the Collinsville Area School District's standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services. And I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the renewal of mystery science with the mystery writing bundle at a cost of $10,896. Pending solicitor review, subject to the Collinsville Area School District's standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services. I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the agreement with Voyager Sophos Learning for mathematics materials and training at a cost of $25,115 to be paid from EITC funds and federal funds, pending solicitor review, subject to the Collinsville Area School District's standard terms and conditions for for the purchase of goods and services, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And we had a curriculum meeting held on February 18, 2026 at 9 a.m. And that's all I have. Mr. Panzel.
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Hartson.
Nothing, thank you.
And Dr. Coons.
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. That's all we have.
Thank you, Mr. Martucci. Mr. Martucci, under federal programs, please.
Thank you, Mr. Jetmiller. We met on February 20th, 2026, and all we discussed was how to allocate our federal money to and forward. And that's all we have. Mr. Hartman, you got anything else?
Nothing, thank you.
And Dr. Coons?
I have nothing, thank you.
That's all.
All right, thank you, Mr. Martucci. Under cyber, Mrs. Driscoll.
I have nothing. Mr. Pantella?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Martray?
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Ghost?
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you, that's all we have.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Driscoll. Under finance, Mr. Panzel.
Request approval to accept the following donations as presented. The Bible Club Central Fellowship, $100. Vicky Nicelonger, $200. Breakneck Church of God, $75. And I so move. Am I doing both?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. CHS Musical Club, Chris and Denise Iquina, $225. Collinsville Mozart Club, $100. An anonymous donator, $500. And I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of attached requisitions and orders and to authorize district office, business office to process purchase orders and payments, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of the budget transfers as presented, and I so move.
Second.
Probably move the second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval for the 2026-2027 general operating budget for the intermediate Unit 1 in the amount of $549,552, which includes the Collinsville Area School District's contribution of $35,281.48, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. One abstention.
Next, request approval to nominate John Detweiler to serve as a school board director from the Eastern Region for trustee of the Allegheny County Schools Health Insurance Consortium, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that's all I have. Mrs. Driscoll
I have nothing, thank you.
and Mrs. Rouse.
Yes, I just wanted to let the board know that in November, you guys had approved for us to apply for the school facilities improvement grant when that became available. I have that completed, it's ready to be submitted for a project that's just around $1.4 million with district funding matching of 25%. So that's all ready to be submitted. They've said that once it's submitted, applications will be reviewed and we will find out in the fall, whether we receive it, how much we receive and all of that. So well wishes that we can get that money to do roof at Springfield Township.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Okay, that's all we have, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Panzel. Yeah, I was telling everybody how easy it was until I went into her office, and I was like, all right, this isn't that easy. Good job, Sheree, that was very good, hopefully you get it. Under food service, Mrs. Sangston, please.
Request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the cafeteria workers substitute list for the 25-26 school year. Pam Shipley and Loretta Clark. I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Harshman?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Triffinoff?
I have nothing this time, thank you.
That's all we have, thanks.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Sangston. Under personnel review, Mr. Panzello.
Look and see if we have any. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Grab some water.
Following Family and Medical Leave Act leaves are confirmed by the board. Caitlin Schaefer, teacher, March 2nd, August 1st, 2026. Margaret Rockwell, clerk, intermittent, beginning January 27, 2026, through the remainder of the school year, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to accept the retirement of Thomas Goldie, teacher, effective June 1st, 2026, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to accept the retirement of Melanie Mickey, teacher, effective June 20th, 2026, and I so move.
Second.
All right, move to second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to accept the retirement of Sarah Skorick, teacher, effective January 2027, first day of the second semester, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to accept the retirement of Linda Kirby, cafeteria, effective March 31st, 2026, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the long-term professional substitute list for the 25-26 school year. Elizabeth Cross, CAM Science, Brianna Mead, CHS Math, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to hire the following support personnel effective for the 2025-2026 school year, subject to completion of all necessary clearances, employment documents and requirements, and applicable board policies, including without limitation, board policies 504, 508, and 509. The Tabitha Johnston and Gina Yeckel, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the professional substitute list for the 2025-2026 school year. Brianna Kibe, and I so move.
Second.
Properly moved to second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval for the disability leave of absence of Melissa Fuller, aide monitor, from March 20th, 2026 until the end of the school year, and subject to renewal extension pursuant to the terms of the applicable collective bargaining agreement as determined and approved by district administration, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks for the following additions to the support professional substitute list for the 2025-2026 school year. Alexandra Huffman, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request to approve the memorandum of understanding with CAEA regarding the FOLA K-4 coordinator position, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval for the personal leave of absence of Christine Addis, aide, from January 20th, 2026 until February 20th, 2026, and subject to renewal extension pursuant to the terms of the applicable collective bargaining agreement as determined and approved by district administration, and I so move.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's about it. Mr. Renzi, you have anything to
I
add?
have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Martuse?
No, sir.
Mr. Witt?
Nothing further. Thank you.
That's all we have. Thank you, Mr. Detwiler.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Under Policy and Legislative, Mr. Martre.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. We have second readings to request the approval of the second readings of the following policies and adopt them: 249, bullying and cyberbullying, and 339, uncompensated leave. And I so move.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And first readings, and like I said last evening, if anybody would like to get a copy from our board secretary, well, I ask you to get one. This is on 202, eligibility of non-resident students, 236.1, threat assessment, 254, educational opportunities for military children, and 607, tuition income, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I think that's all we have. Mr. Renzi, you got anything to do?
I have nothing, thanks.
Mrs. Driscoll?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Evans?
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Witt?
Nothing further, thank
That's all we have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Martre. Under Safety and Security, Mr. Martucci.
Thank you, Mr. Detwiler. Request approval to accept the proposal from the Critical Response Group for a mapping system in the amount of $26,967.50, with payment to be made from the PCCD grant funds. And I so move.
Second.
I have a motion and, I have a
Question.
motion, second, go ahead, question.
Yes. Mr. Parlick, on the mapping program, I think we had a discussion at one of our meetings that, can you just clarify, the teachers or the staff will be able to, if there's an issue in their room, they can use their phones and access where somebody would know exactly where the problem area is?
That's on the E3 system.
Okay,
What this will do is, it's for people that are coming to our building that aren't familiar with the grounds, aren't familiar with the building itself. And it's basically a communication tool for emergency responders for the purposes of what they're doing. So, good, quick example. Say we evacuate a building for some type of horrific event. I don't want to get into detail. We all know what I'm talking about. People are going to be hiding, people are going to be running, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff going on. If an entire group of kids runs out of the building and runs to an area with their teacher, with their aide, with whatever, and they are in the woods up between the VOTEC and the junior high, and we have emergency responders on scene, and we are in communication through the E3 app with those people, they can look at that and say, we are hunkered down in grid D3, and we can send those people right to them.
okay. I thought there was that there was an interaction between teachers and
It's just,
staff.
when there are people coming from all different directions to an emergency, and they have to either stage in a location off campus or stage or go immediately to a place within, and they're not familiar with that. All this does is simplify how to locate it for them.
Mr. Carlack, one thing that stuck out for me with this is, obviously, over the years when we've had situations, it's impossible for police, fire, EMS to memorize and understand every building layout of every hospital, every college campus, every high school, elementary school building. And anyone that has this grid system, like anyone throughout Fayette Emergency Management, for example, that has this grid system, it's all a common language, it's a common grid system. So you don't have to know what door to enter, what room to go into, because it's a common language that all these emergency people are using.
That's correct. And, I don't want to speak out of turn, but this number, I believe, is true, if you remember from the paperwork, it says multi-year, that number, that's not just for 1 year. Because I know when they went through with me, the first year was this much because of them having to come in, work with all of our buildings and all of our grounds to grid it out manually, to do a walk on all the property with their team, set that up through IT. And then after that, it was less for consecutive years that we have.
I don't remember what the going was.
Right, I don't offhand know either, but the reason that number looks so much for a gridding system is because of the setup and the technology for the first year. Like with any other equipment you might have to install somewhere, you're going to have people come in and train you on it. You're going to have people come in and work out the setup for it and actually apply it in the first year. And then after that, it's basically a contract for any problems, any upgrades, anything, whatever.
So this amount then is basically the setup, the system for the first
And I
year?
don't know what the breakdown is per year that it's going to be under contract. And certainly, these PCCD grants, this isn't like a PCCD grant to the school for anything. This is specifically for safety and security purposes. And it is limited year to year to year. What we've already have in place and what then you're allowed to do the following year, and what you're allowed to do in stage 2 and stage 3, and so on and so forth. There's a whole big list of things, and this was just appeared to be a very functional tool that I thought would decrease response time, decrease people getting to help, and fairly simple to use. Because there are people in this room, Danny Martucci, Mr. Panzella, myself, I don't know if anybody else, if I miss anybody, I'm sorry. We have all responded to emergencies, either in our jobs or in our positions as volunteers, and anybody that has ever had that situation understands the mass confusion that goes on with lack of communication. And what that causes, it causes time. And what time causes, it causes casualties. So that's why I looked at it. That's why I thought it was a good idea. And certainly it's up to the board to decide whether you want to go that direction.
There was also, in case you didn't see it in the packet, there was the actual proposal was in everybody's board packet, the place, everything he's explaining right now. So it shows how it shows everything, the mapping, how they do it, the cost. So it was in our board packet. So if you don't, maybe if you didn't get it,
I didn't get it.
That big packet you got Friday
yeah.
with all the papers in it,
Yeah, I didn't, it's not. I don't have it.
and it's all broken down.
Any other questions?
That's all we have.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Kellogg. Ms. Driscoll, anything else?
I have nothing else, thank you.
Just thanks.
Nothing.
Mr. Portback.
I have nothing, I thank you.
Thanks again for explaining that and
Yep.
getting this taken care of for us.
You're welcome. I hope I was able to provide some information.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Kellogg.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Martucci. Mr. Renzi, under special education.
Request approval for the following employee travel, Canaan Miller Elementary gifted support teacher to attend the Western Pennsylvania Gifted Regional Day Conference, Hempstead, PA, on Thursday, March 12, 2026, at an approximate cost of $294, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And we had a special ed meeting, committee meeting held on February 9th, 2026. Mr. Panzella?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Martucci?
No, sir.
That's all we have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Renzi. Under special education, Mr. Harshman, student service, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Kellogg. I'd like to take the items 1 through 35 and spread those, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item 23B, travel, in accordance with policy number 431. Request approval of the following employee travel. Dr. Lori Rosenstiel to attend the Pennsylvania Association of Pupil Services Administrators Annual Conference from Wednesday, April 10th to the 12th, 2026, at an approximate cost of $1,254 as budgeted, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say
Question on
aye.
that, please. On any of these trips, whether that we are approving, whether it be administrators or staff, maybe we could request a conference summary when we come back? They could just give it to the secretary, and then we would have it, we'd all get a copy. Is that possible?
Yeah, that'd be a possibility.
That's all I have. Yeah, well,
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 23C, off-campus bass fishing tournaments. William Bauer, Bass Fishing Club Facility Advisor, requesting approval to allow the CAHS Bass Club members to participate in an optional off-campus tournaments as a district extracurricular club with parent-provided transportation, parent permission, and a required safety documentation on file as proposed, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 24, it's going to be a little different from,
No, you're in a different, you're under technology.
oh, okay, I'm sorry. Mr. Saxton, do you have
Nothing,
anything?
nothing, thank you.
Mr. Rosenstock?
Nothing, thank you.
We have nothing else.
All right, thank you, Mr. Horstman. I'll stay with you under technology, please.
Okay, item 24A. I'd like to make a motion to reject the bid, request approval to reject all bids for E-rate Category 2 switches and managed internal broadband service, and to request approval to re-advertise and solicit bids for E-rate Category 2 switches and managed internal broadband service. And I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions?
Is that what we were doing?
Did we get on it? We were waiting.
We were gonna, so
Wait for it.
this motion is gonna say that you're gonna rebid this, but I don't have to rebid it immediately. You don't have to rebid it immediately.
Correct, so just to clarify from Mr. Harshman, is the intention of the motion to rebid it in sometime in the future, but not immediately.
Okay.
Therefore, would have the opportunity for the district to rebid it next year. Is that the intent of the motion?
Yes.
Okay, so just with that clarification.
Any other questions? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
24B, ready committee meeting, technology committee meeting was held February 9th at 9 a.m. That's all I have. Mr. Panzella,
I'm nothing, thank you.
Mr. Renzi, Mr. Ghost.
Nothing else, thank you.
That's all we have, Mr. Delwaller.
Thank you, sir. Under transportation, Mrs. Saxton, please.
Request approval of additions, updates to the bus van driver list for the 25-26 school year. Crystal Williams for TA Nelson Busing. Are we still really short on bus?
Extremely.
All right, okay. I said
Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You guys want anything additional?
Nothing else, thank you.
Okay. Under the president's report, I have nothing other than the fact that I do say that I've noticed a big jump in committee meetings, so I appreciate all the board members giving a lot of their time coming in, and the admin as well, to make time for everybody during their busy schedule. So I'm seeing a lot of them each month, which I feel like we're making a lot of progress with stuff. Under public comment, we're going to talk about class rank, but if we, just 1 second before we do, I have just one question I brought up to you and Dr. Coons with the whole, the students or the parents able to get their class rank to put on their thing. And we said that we can do that, right?
Right, so this question keeps...
I threw you off the side. I didn't state you.
Yeah, the question keeps coming up for an application for a scholarship.
Yeah.
If the student can request their class rank for those. And there was a little ambiguity of whether the institution was receiving them or not. And I clarified 2 weeks ago that if the student needs the class rank, the high school office or the CTC office will provide that. The only caveat to that, obviously, is class rank is as of the last term, and it only goes off of final grade. So the movement, for the most part, is at the end of the 24-25 school year, and then that would be recalculated at the end of the 25-26 school year. So for a scholarship or application, that is available.
We got a smart guy in the back, and I think that he said, I asked him, so if there's any way we could get this into Power School, how that would give the parents and the students access. It is in real time, however, but
We need an additional conversation.
yes, so that's what we're going to look at. then that might get rid of that need to come down to the guidance counselor or whatnot. But I'll jump into public comment. First up, we have Natalie Mangus, student for class rank.
Hi, I'm sorry I was late. We were doing the play. July 8th, 2025. This was the date that marks the creation of our petition to bring back class rank. That means it has been 232 days, or almost 8 months, that we've been asking for you to hear our voices. I would like to think that they have been heard, whether it be by the various news stations, newspapers, or students and their parents in our small community. All of these people have heard us and acknowledged us, except for those who we are actually addressing, you, the board, are supposed to hear and take into consideration what the public has to say about your decisions. Even after 8 months of pleading, you still refuse to put this issue to a vote. Now we hear rumors that there will be graduation speeches, but not given by those who work so hard to be the best. We'll get speeches by those who want a popularity contest. What does this teach us, students? It shows that trying in school does not matter as long as you're popular. It shows that spending countless hours creating petitions, having protests, and going to meetings does not matter. I hope you can be proud of yourselves, because obviously you're not proud of your students. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Up next, we have Flip Nieves, parent for class rank.
I'm glad that we're getting the class rank kind of taken care of, which is a bonus. That was one of the things that we had when we were coming and commenting about while we were showing face. Since when Natalie has said, we've been coming also, and we're wondering if the status is going to be the same for graduation, like she just mentioned, the rumors, that's hearsay, and that's not what we want to hear. We want to know that these students are going to get recognized, and we want to make sure that that status quo is going to stay the same from like last year, if that's still going to be the same, because these kids, these top kids, they put a lot of work in it. They deserve anything they get. Just like you spoke with this man back here. I don't know what he is, but other than the technology guy. You specifically said he was a smart man.
He is.
Specifically, you call him out. Why can't we specifically call out this student or this student, Emma or Natalie, or any other student that is capable of doing that? You yourself just called out one person. Why can't we do that here? And you did that in front of these people, and it's on there. So let's honor these students that are busting their butts to do the best that they can, and show the world that, hey, this is what we can do. And you yourself, like I just said, you just called out that man for being what he is. Let's reciprocate that and honor that status that we had before, and maintain the greatness that this school district can be, and allow these students to accelerate and show them that, you put the work in, let's go. You're going to be something. You're going to be something. You're not going to just sit here and let this body of work that you put be nothing. Like, I don't want to see these kids, like I said before, work at Dollar General and be a cash register person for the rest of their lives, because you showed them that they mean nothing. And nothing against Dollar General, but you're holding these kids here. I want to see these kids not just excel, but go out into the world and be in Paris and say, hey, I came from Collinsville, Pennsylvania, and I earned my spot to be here. Be in D.C., be a senator, be something. This world, it's endless possibilities that we can make them and push them, and just allowing them to do that. I mean, you're there for what you are, what you became. He did what he's doing. Let these kids do what they can possibly do. Greatness is out there. Astronauts, lawyers, doctors, whatever. Give them the recognition they deserve. That's all I ask. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Up next, Judy Mangus, parent, class rank.
Yes, thank you for having us again. I'm here tonight because I am deeply disappointed, disheartened, and quite honestly disgusted at the lack of care that this board has shown these students in the past 6 months. They've attended all the meetings, and they've asked you to reconsider the decision that you made to eliminate the valedictorian and class rank. They started their petition in July, and they have over 1,100 supporters in this community. 1,100 people signed that petition for these kids. That's an awful lot of people that say, hey, listen to these guys, bring back the class rank. They want it. They held peaceful protests. They stood out on the corner in town for 4 hours in the rain one day and held signs, and people beeped at them because they supported them. It means something to them. It's not just that they want to be here and harass everyone, and we don't want to come every month and say the same thing over and over again. It means something. We, as parents, spend time, that we don't have during the day because we work as well, calling colleges and universities, and we presented the evidence from multiple colleges and universities that class rank is still a factor in admissions and financial aid decisions. And I still feel like, we're being passed over and ignored to some extent. Mr. Harshman asked in November that this be sent back to a committee for review, and I don't think that's happened yet. Graduation, it's in 3 months, 3 short months. That's not very far. Now we seem to hear this rumor that class officers who are elected based on popularity are going to be giving the speeches that our valedictorians should give. It's beyond ridiculous to me, honestly. As a board, most of you are content to happily recognize the people who are popular, the homecoming court, the athletes. They're absolutely recognized. We call them out. We saw at homecoming this year, 50 years of homecoming queens. Is that what it was? It was a lot. And those people deserve to be recognized. So do the smart kids. So do the people who excel in academics. They deserve to have their moment to shine, and that's at graduation. And we're here to ask you to give that back to them. Keep it as it has been the past 2 years. We would be satisfied with that. Let the valedictorian have their speech. If we want to have the class president give their speech as well, go for it. Skip the salutatorian. That's fine. But when the state representative can send out letters to the homecoming court and congratulate them that they did a great job and, recognize the homecoming court, you, as representatives of the parents and students of this school district, need to do better. We've seen over the past 2 years that it is possible to have these graduation ceremonies that combine traditional honors and the newer Latin honors. Continue to use it until a committee can be formed and a real study can occur. Just do better for the kids. That's all that I ask. They deserve just as much recognition as the popular kids and the athletes. And I thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Robert Turlington, parent with class rank.
Hi. Obviously, I'm here tonight to speak about class rank and probably touch on some of the points that fellow parents here have done already. Because honestly, I'm not sure if there's anything else I can say that I haven't said before about the importance of class rank and our request to reinstate the distinctions of valedictorian and salutatorian. We've been speaking on this topic for 6+ months. Parents and students attending 1 to 2 board meetings per month. Because of the way this is and decision was made with little to no notice to students and families, we were asking for this issue to be put on the agenda for another vote. Let me assure you that we didn't forget about Monday night's meeting. We were presented with the option to not attend the meeting Monday night and the issue would be brought to a vote. Not only was it not mentioned Monday night, but now it's a possible vote is relegated to the students being able to request their class rank on the Power School app. But already the accuracy of the Power School app and the rank is called into question within a few minutes. I mean, even off-campus bass fishing tournaments make it to the agenda. We can't get what the students and the parents find important for class rank and valedictorian, salutatorian app. I mean, 6+ months later. Honestly, I'm just confused. I feel we've been given the runaround, we've been given reasons from protecting students' mental health and reducing their stress levels to ensuring a more well-rounded student with the option to take other electives like woodshop and to not feel pressured to stack their classes with AP courses. The Power School was constant pointing out that class rank was impossible to calculate. So which is it? I'm really disappointed about what the school and school board finds important to acknowledge. We'll have, like Jody said, homecoming courts and honor the last 50 years of homecoming queens, but the former president of the school board questions the relevance of the honor of being named valedictorian by saying, I'd like to see what the last 25 valedictorians have done with their lives. I mean, that statement just sticks with me, and it's a sad statement. I mean, these students have worked hard. Those that have reached the very top of their class academically deserve to be recognized. I don't deny any student their moment to shine, like a homecoming king or queen, a prom king or queen, snow court. You know, everybody deserves their moment. You know, that may be the only one they have in high school. It might be, you know, anything to these kids is special. I just don't understand why you do. Like, why do you not want to recognize these kids? Thank you.
Thank you.
There's something I'd like to say, please.
Okay, yeah.
For myself, and I didn't do this, but I do want to apologize to all of you for being told not to come to a meeting on Monday because you make the board nervous. That is not allowed, okay? I called PSBA today. That is a big no-no, so they're investigating. So please, from my part, I would have never wanted somebody to tell you guys that. You can come to the meeting anytime it's a public meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, I have to say something. I cannot walk out of here tonight without opening my mouth. I am so ashamed of us as a district, as a board. We can recognize, like you said, the homecoming queens, the popularity contest. And these kids who have worked for 12 years, 13 years counting kindergarten, and we can't recognize them, that is absurd to me, and I'm ashamed of all of us. And I'm ashamed that we've never put this to a vote that turned out positive for you guys. I'm sorry. I feel horrible. You guys deserve it. You've worked hard.
I think it was a miscommunication. We are recognizing student graduation.
More.
Okay, we are recognizing summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude individually. Okay, everyone's summa cum laude, which is, I'm not sure what the average is, 4 point, whatever the highest one. We're going to recognize them individually. Why do you keep saying we're not recognizing anybody? Where do you get that? We're not recognizing we're not recognizing top 2. That's it. We're going to recognize maybe the top 60. Okay, we're not going to single on one person because you have a 4.53 and somebody else has a 4.52. But we are going to recognize those people individually. I mean, we talked to a few of the people that came to the meetings, and they were satisfied with that. We're just not going to have a valedictorian and a salutatorian. I mean, very few schools have it anymore. Okay, and as far as class rank and getting into colleges and scholarships, a lot of schools don't have class rank. Kids still get scholarships. Okay, they look at your QPAs, your activities, everything that you've done. It's a whole swarm of things. It's not just class rank. Class rank may be the last thing they look at. Mr. Evans, how are we recognizing kids at graduation?
You were right. Summa cum laude first, then magna cum laude, and then cum laude, and then the general population.
Do you think this year that it would be fixed, right? Because last year,
Yeah, we talked.
everybody named it.
Right.
And I wasn't here, I was
Right.
having
It was done
surgery.
last year, but it wasn't done individually at graduation. Whenever they called their name out, wherever it was, they
They still
said,
recognize.
whatever they were. And they recognized them. I think they had a school assembly that recognized them. But we're going to recognize them on stage at graduation. We're not going to say, here's a group. We're going to call each person's name individually, who is summa cum laude, all the magna cum laude, and also the cum laudes, okay? I mean, I don't know what else we can do for you.
Well, if we're going to do that, why can't we recognize them in the proper order?
Can't do that.
Their actual.
You're adding so many more.
Why can't we do it?
Because you're adding so many
And we don't
more.
even have to say it.
Past years, we used QPAs, percentage grades. Now we're using GPAs. The two things don't jive, okay? That's why we're only recognizing them, okay, for what they're doing, I think their senior year, their graduation year.
Wait, so we're only looking at the kids of 1 year, not the kids that have worked
This
hard.
is the first year that we did it, that's all we had. It's the first year that we did it this way.
Councilman Flores and Mrs. Driscoll.
Yeah, I'm glad it was before us. I'd be really embarrassed if I was a part of that. I think I actually spoke about that when you guys were, as a member of the audience, when you guys were voting on it. And I knew enough then to know that that was ridiculous. I'm sorry to be so mean, but it's infuriating to me. All of our kids work hard.
We're going to recognize more, that's the idea, okay? So you're not top 10. You still, I mean, we have 300, you still deserve some recognition if you worked hard, okay? Maybe you don't have the natural intelligence to be 1 or 2. Maybe somebody had to work their butts off to be number 53, because we're going to recognize them.
Can we do the same thing with sports then? Can we not
Let's not compare the two.
Can we not recognize
each sport is different. Okay?
This is their sport.
We don't recognize as a board any sport.
We're just going to move on. Anything under the assistant to the superintendent?
I remind everybody that kindergarten registration is next week, and if you have a child who needs to be registered, please make sure that you contact the building they will attend. Registration begins online, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Devlin, I have one thing to say about the class rank. I talked to Dr. Coons and Dr. Rosenstiel, and we're going to try, I also talked to you about it, try to have some kind of a meeting and iron all this stuff out.
Let's just set it, I mean, we have it.
That's how it's turned out.
We could set, we can set the meeting.
He couldn't.
Yeah. When's I have to check with Dr. Coons, Dr. Rosenstiel, is there specific time that you can set up a
We
meeting?
can talk after this. I'll have to look at my calendar. I have some stuff on my schedule, so.
I think it'd be a good time to show the presentation on how everyone's going to be recognized too. So,
yeah,
I know you got, Nick had a slide or something, didn't he, or something? Okay. Mr. Evans, anything under the superintendent?
Very briefly.
I'll give you, okay.
Thanks, Mr. Detweiler. First, I'd like to remind everyone once again that this weekend is our annual high school musical, which is the musical Frozen this year. Shows are tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Tickets are still available. Please come out and support our talented students as they've put so much work into the preparation for this show. Next, I want to remind all board members that on Tuesday, March 24th, is the annual Intermediate Unit 1 Convention at Penn West University, California. It's very important for all of the board members to make an effort to attend this year, as it's also an IU1 board election year in which we are asking you all to support our own Mr. Paul Harshman in his bid for re-election. And finally, I'd like to recognize all of the staff who have submitted their retirement notices and were confirmed by the board this evening. Good luck to all those folks moving forward, and thank you for the dedication that each has given to our school district. Let's give those folks a round of applause. That's all I have, Mr. Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Just one more prayer.
Yeah, I'll just make one recommendation. You get this meeting organized, that you involve your principals down at that high school and also your councils, because they have all the facts and the information. That's all I would recommend.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you. All right, any motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Third.